Hello and welcome everyone to another inventRight.com TV show. Stephen, topic for today, people are going to like this, the money.
The money?
Oh, you leaned in, the money. The money. So what about the money? Okay, well, let's give it some context first. We're talking about licensing. We're talking about selling, renting your idea to big companies, receiving royalties. Let's talk all about the money, all different aspects of the money. That's what we're going to do on the fly here as we always do. So we only do it on the fly, right, with our TV show.
Should we start about what does it take, or should we talk about how much money you can make?
Well, let's talk about how much money you can make first, then we'll talk about what kind of money it takes. It's the wrong order, but that's what people want to hear.
It's a fun order. Andrew, everybody wants to know, hey, am I going to make $1 million here?
Off one product in 1 year. I want to be a millionaire in 6 months, Steve.
You know, Andrew,
we don't sell that, man. We don't. I mean, we coach and mentor people to license their products. We don't sell that stuff, man. Why? Why don't we sell that, Steve? Why shouldn't we sell it?
I think it's very possible, and we've had students that have made millions. Maybe not in 6 months. Maybe not in 6 months.
No, I mean, you license a product, it could be 9 months to a year and a half before you see significant income. Talking about the money because you want to backload the deal, asking for $100,000 up front. You know, that companies aren't going to do that. So can you make millions licensing products? Absolutely you can. Is it overnight? No.
I don't think there's anything, you know, when people say, you know, he was an overnight success, no one is an overnight success.
I agree.
Maybe Tim Ferriss in the 4-Hour Work Week, but no one.
He's one of our students.
Yes, yeah. But no one is. You know, Andrew, it's very, very, let's talk about what's practical, okay? Because you should, if you're creative and you want to do this for a living or a lifestyle, because it is a lifestyle, you know, you're having people work for you. You can basically live anywhere you want to. You can work on it when you want to.
Well, they're working for you because when you license to a company, it's their money, their advertising, their sales force, their manufacturing, their distribution.
Their risk.
Tapping into all that. So that's great.
Yeah, you're leveraging off they're like the ultimate partner.
Getting back, right, that's great. And getting back to the money, it's their money, not yours.
That's right. So,
right.
But can you make a lot of money? You can. Some industries you're going to make more than others. If you ever have a hit, you're going to make a lot of money. I don't care what industry you're in. If it's a big hit, that they sell a bazillion of them, you're going to make a lot of money, period.
Yeah. Well, and you can, because the volume that these big companies can do, they have unlimited money for a product that's doing well. So if they're selling 500,000 units, 1 million units, and you're getting per year, and you're getting a 5% royalty on that, it can really add up. So they can do more volume than they can ever do. Some people say, Steve, I can make more money if I sell it myself. Well, if you sell it yourself, are you selling 1 million units a year? Probably not. Okay, you're selling it on Amazon. You got it in some stores. You're making you're making more than 5%, maybe 10, maybe even 15. But you're also taking a lot of risk, and you're not selling 1 million units. So you got to put it in perspective.
There's students, including myself, that have licensed ideas that make tens of thousands of dollars. Okay, all right, that's not that difficult to do. Ideas that make 100,000 plus a year, okay, that starts to get interesting. Okay.
Yeah, it's very reasonable. Would you say? Let me ask you a question. Would it be reasonable to earn $20, $50, $100, $200,000 a year in royalties licensing one product?
Easy.
Is that okay?
Yeah, easy, or maybe have one or two that combine to do that. Yeah, not a problem.
That's not unrealistic.
No, not at all.
Okay.
In fact,
because people ask all the time.
I know they do. What happens is that they look at this as a one-time thing, and they don't look at this as being an occupation or something they can do long-term. And I think that's the wrong approach. I think that you love to be creative, you love to see your ideas on the store shelf, and you want to have a lifestyle that supports that and do kind of what you want. There's other ways of enjoying that lifestyle, of licensing lifestyle, but
yeah, it's not all about the money. You want to see your product out in the marketplace. You want to make money, of course.
It is about the money.
But Steve, when we look at our students, inventing and coming up with ideas is part of who they are. They can't help it. So if they can make money doing what they love, and it's almost like a compulsion. It's like you're this great artist, and you just can't help but to paint. But it's very frustrating when you're not seeing your artwork in the stores and in people's hands enjoying it.
Yeah, you have to be.
It goes beyond the money too.
So you have to look at it this way: how do you learn to license ideas so you're professional? How do you accept the boundaries, the limitations, like anything else you're going to do, to live within that structure, because you do have to work hard. You have to work hard. You have to get up there and try it. You're going to fail a few times.
Well, let's talk about that. Let's talk about licensing versus venturing. With licensing, when somebody calls me up and go, Andrew, I got a great idea, but I don't want to do any work. I want you to do it all for me. I'm like, that's not what we do. We help, we coach, we mentor. But I say this is the truth. Licensing is literally like 1,000th the work of running a business, selling it yourself. But you need to be willing to do the work to call the 10, 20, 30 companies and sell it to one. Maybe 26 don't show interest, 4 show a little interest, 3 drop off, and you do a deal with one. But you have to be willing to do that work. And to say I don't want to do any work at all, I mean, come on.
You know what it is? It's really understanding that it's a business, and that the more you do it, the better you're going to get, and the more ideas you have, even better. And how do I multiply my efforts? It's all about being smart. I don't care what business you're in. If you look at it that way, you're going to be successful. So you have to be practical. You have to understand how the game is being played. But Andrew, what really frustrates me is a lot of people try to do this that have no clue.
Most people have no clue about licensing, but in their defense,
but they have this one idea.
Yeah.
And they're going to bank everything on this one idea. They don't have a job. They're out of work. They have one idea, and they're going to put everything in that one idea. That's not the right approach here. The right approach is you want to do this with your eyes wide open. You want to be practical. You give yourself some time. Learn what it takes to do that, and play in a lot of different areas. Play the game, but you can't. And what we're talking about, if people want to make a lot of money, yes, you can. Can you make a living? Absolutely. Can you live anywhere you want? Yes. But you have to learn the skills. You have to get in the game. You have to do all those things. So getting back to your question, does it take a lot of money to do this? No.
No, well, that's the insane thing. I mean, you can earn millions with a product, but 50, 100, 200K a year in royalties, a little bit more on the typical. But how much money does it take to be able to prepare to pitch a company? And I guess our approach, which we'll share with people right now, with the costs, is very different than what most people do.
Correct.
It's like a world of difference. So I'll highlight the differences. A lot of people will go out and spend anywhere from $6,000 to $25,000 on a patent. Our approach is a little different, isn't it, Steve?
A little.
You spend $65 on a provisional patent application, and just because you're doing it yourself doesn't mean you don't do a good job. A lot of people go, I could write a provisional on a napkin. I'm like, you can, but doesn't mean that's how you're going to do it.
Yeah.
But you can do a good job with the provisional. If you've seen, and a lot of people don't believe they can. So this is important we address this, Steve, because they've seen patents. They look at them, they're like, what the heck am I reading? You don't have to write, the one thing I'm going to say, and keep it short on this, you don't have to write a provisional like you do a regular patent. You can write it in common English. So that's all I'm going to say on that. But what's the cost? Because we're focusing on money tonight.
$65.
$65 if you earn under $150,000. If you earn more than that, it's not a big deal. It's $130. It's twice the cost. Very low.
Well, Andrew, if you really want to cut some costs, I don't recommend this.
What are you going to say?
But you have a grace period of 1 year.
Yeah, I don't recommend it. But you can do that.
Imagine this. I need a sell sheet. I need to know what to say. I need to know how licensing works. And I can get a sell sheet done on numerous places for $5. Okay.
Yeah, well, let's get back to the PPA thing first. It's a good idea to file a provisional patent application, which lets you say patent pending before you start making calls. What Stephen is saying, you could not do that, call some companies and there's some interest, later file the provisional. But because of the new laws as of March of 2013, that could get you in trouble. We're not going to go into specifics, but if you're really doing it on the down low, really, really cheap, it is a possibility. There are some risks. We're not going to go into all of them, but you can do that. Now, what Steve's talking about, the $5, and some of our students have been doing this lately, which is just nuts, is you can find people to do Photoshop work, renderings, entire sell sheets for $5 to $50. I mean, I've seen my students doing complete sell sheets. Now, you have to be careful, though, because graphic designers aren't usually good marketers. Getting a beautiful sell sheet doesn't have good marketing. You always need to be in charge of marketing. So what are we doing now? We're a $65 provisional. Anywhere from, let's be conservative, Steve. Let's say $5 to $40 on the sell sheet, your presentation. That is under $100.
Well, Andrew,
wow.
you could, I mean, yeah, but let's say you want to do this on steroids and you got like a bazillion ideas.
You can do it.
You could do it for $10.
If you wanted to risk making the public disclosure without filing a PPA, $10 sell sheet, that's it. But now people are asking, Steve, but what about my prototype? I need to make a prototype. Isn't that going to cost me a bunch of money?
Later maybe. But
okay.
But if you get the interest, then go ahead and do it. If you get the interest, then file the PPA.
And people are going, Steve, I can't do that. And we're telling you can. Our students do it all the time.
Where they make the mistake, though, Andrew, it's not a cost issue. Where they make a mistake, and you're right, it's their marketing copy.
Yeah.
It's things like that, or what to say to a company. Which
costs what? Zero.
I know.
Coming up with good marketing copy costs zero.
A lot of people don't really understand one-line benefit statements or the difference between benefits and features. There's other stuff that we've talked about over and over again. There's some things, how to approach a company. They have a hard time with that. Or even when the game starts and they're interested, people fall flat on that too. So, but we're talking about money, just money.
Yeah.
What does it take to get an idea out there? Very, very little.
Could be as little as $10, definitely under $100 for most ideas I see our students working on.
I don't know of any business in the world that you can get into and have the sky the limit for $10.
You know, and Steve, I know people are going to challenge us on this, and I love that because I want to piss some people off because there's people out there that have this train of thinking, I got to make it, got to do this, but I got to have a business plan, got to have all this stuff, and it's just not true. And they don't understand licensing yet. So instead of being upset at us for saying something that's so different than what you thought to believe to be true, learn more about licensing.
Well, Andrew, there's a lot of people out there that have spent tens of thousands of dollars.
Well, yeah.
And they don't like what we're saying either.
Yeah. So, but I get people that have tried to venture it. They're like, oh my God, this isn't working. I don't want to run a business. And we've taught them to license their products.
Yeah, they just have to learn as much as they can. And I'm going to tell everybody this. This is going to be a shameless plug.
What are you going to? No, we don't do that on our TV show.
I want to say, listen to all our videos. You're going to learn a lot of stuff, you guys.
Okay, cool.
If you haven't picked up One Simple Idea, it's a great book. You'll learn a lot about licensing.
Steven's book. You wanted me to be truly shameless, Steve? Let me, hold on. Oh, damn. Oh, there we go.
Does anybody even have a...
Truly Shameless. There you go. There's the book.
God, I'm glad you did it and I didn't have to do it. So, but the bottom line, everybody, learn about licensing. You'll be amazed at the cost, the upside. Just be practical in your thinking, right? Do a lot of research. Don't think you're going to be a millionaire tomorrow. It doesn't work that way in any business that you're in. Just stay with it, learn as much as you can, and have fun with your ideas. Come on, everybody.
And if you like the show, make sure to give us the thumbs up down below. And we'll catch up with you on the next inventright.com TV show. Thank you, Steve. Great advice. Fantastic. Thank you.